I'm sharing a clip today that's not like my normal clips. And the reason I'm sharing it is because I've healed myself from chronic pain. I spent at least 7 years trying to fix a physical deformity, a structural problem in my body. It never got fixed. The pain was always here. And it wasn't until I looked in an entirely different direction that I found relief. And it took a bit for me to look in this direction. It took me learning and being exposed to different and new ideas over time for me to turn inward in order to heal this chronic pain. And this clip I'm sharing today was one of the things that really got me thinking about things in a different way. There were so many straws, so to speak, on the camel's back that when I saw this clip, things just really kind of clicked. It felt as though a series of codes had been triggered and unlocked a combination within me. And I want to share this information, and I want to share it in a helpful, positive, empowering way. There are no bad guys in my world. I developed heartburn when I was around 20 years old. And when I went to my physician, and he wrote me a prescription, and I took that prescription, 1 pill a day for years, until my symptoms got worse. So I went to the physician who sent me to a specialist. The specialist told me to take 2 to 4 of those pills a day. And I left and I thought, well, that's weird. It doesn't really feel like a fix. I do what my doctors tell me. They have my best interests at heart. So I was taking the pills, but it didn't sit well with me. It didn't feel right. So I started to look into holistic and natural ways of dealing with the conditions and I've been on what I call a spiritual journey. I am awakening to so many things and becoming aware of things that I have not been aware of. And so I noticed my symptoms were getting worse, and I went back to the doctor. He said to me, "You have to stop taking those. They're killing you." What? You prescribed them to me. Not only did you prescribe them to me when I came in with an escalation of symptoms, you doubled down on the prescription. You told me to take twice as much. Have you been prescribing me poison all along? And I observed that what I was talking with the doctor about at that time was heartburn. It was a heartburn. To me, that's a gut issue. That's a digestive issue. To me, that has something to do with what I'm eating and how my body's responding to what I'm eating. We didn't talk about that. I even asked, I said, should we talk about my diet? And he's like, no, there's no need to. I just need you to stop taking those pills. So what I did was I left and I looked to my diet. I looked to my own intuition that was telling me it was my diet. And lo and behold, I have cured so many of my health issues. They're gone. And no thanks to the Western medical industry. That experience, along with information like this, has compounded within me it feels like an unlocking of a sequence of codes that has empowered me to take back control and management of my health and my physical conditions. So please watch, listen, and let me know your reaction. We're in this together. Thanks for being a part of my world. Until I see you again, take such good care.
Around the same time that John D. Rockefeller seized U.S. media, he also hijacked U.S. medicine. When it was discovered that drugs could be produced from petroleum, America's top oil mogul ordered his army of propagandists to invert reality accordingly. Medicines used for thousands of years were suddenly classified as alternative, while the new, petroleum-based, highly addictive, and patentable drugs were declared the gold standard. After buying the German pharmaceutical company that manufactured chemicals of war for Adolf Hitler, Rockefeller leveraged his political influence by pressing Congress to declare natural healing modalities. unscientific quackery. Rockefeller then took control of the American Medical Association and began offering massive grants to top medical schools under the mandate that only his approved curriculum be taught. Any mention of the healing powers of herbs, plants, and diet was erased from most medical textbooks. Doctors and professors who objected to Rockefeller's plan were crucified by the media, removed from the AMA, and stripped of their license to teach and practice medicine. Those who dared to speak out were arrested and jailed. When evidence began to emerge that petroleum-based medicines were causing cancer, Mr. Rockefeller founded the American Cancer Society, through which he suppressed that information. John D. Rockefeller is duly credited as the founder of the pharmaceutical industry, and the reason that medical error is currently the third leading cause of death in America. This is not an indictment against doctors. More than anyone, they are under the stranglehold of the single largest lobbying power in Washington. Every year, the pharmaceutical industry spends at least twice the amount as big oil to influence laws, policies, and public perception. Thanks to Mr. Rockefeller, the architect of American monopolies, no industry has more power over our lives. Around the same time that John D. Rockefeller seized U.S. media,